The World Baseball Classic is coming back for the first time since 2023. It's the biggest World Baseball event there is, and it's so much fun. I can't wait. And the hats just released for all 20 teams. So in this video, we are going to rank them from 20 to 1 based on my opinion of where the hats fall. Without further ado, let's get right into this. First off, at the bottom of the list, and I hate to do this because I think this is the worst team of the tournament, and I also think they have the worst hat of the tournament, Brazil's hat is really, really boring. You just have a full blue hat with a yellow B on the front, and the B isn't even in like a good font. It kind of, I don't like the way they designed this at all. I feel like even if you didn't want to put in any effort, you still could have made a better hat than this for them. So that's my general reasoning, but the Brazil hat just doesn't really do anything for me. I'm sorry to say it. Moving on to number 19, and we have a very similar hat with Team Italy, and I really wanted this one to be good, but they did not change it at all from last tournament. You still have an all-blue hat, which I know there's some meaning behind it, but I really don't understand the purpose of having a all-blue hat when your flag colors are green, white, and red. The block letter I on the front of the cap is not good at all. However, I do think it looks better than the Brazil B, so that's why I have it slightly over it here at number 19. Moving up to number 18, I have Great Britain's hat. If you remember last tournament, Great Britain had some of the worst uniforms I've ever seen. Their road uniforms looked like someone took a uniform template and wrote out the words Great Britain in the most generic font they could find. They did upgrade them this year, I will say that. They don't look terrible. But this hat doesn't really do all that much for me. I can't tell if it's full black or like a navy blue, but either way, it's a dark color. The GB on the front is fine. It's not a bad logo, but it doesn't really do anything for me. It doesn't really represent the country. I feel like there's zero blue in this hat besides the really dark blue as the base. So that's why I have it down here at number 18. Very similar hat at number 17, and I have Czech Republic's hat. Their base color is basically the exact same as Great Britain's, just with a different logo on the front, of course. The only reason why I have the Czech Republic hat over the Great Britain hat is because I feel like the CR in the style of a home plate with the ball next to it, I feel like it gives it a little bit more character than the Great Britain hat, but they're both not very good. Moving up now to number 16, and we have Team Korea. The Korean hat isn't necessarily bad, but I also don't love it. The K on the front, I get the meaning behind the font, but it's not my favorite, and it's just kind of bland with just a K on the front and no additional detail. So that's why it's down here at number 17. Moving up to number 16, and these are the hats that actually start to get much better. I don't love any of these, but I do think that they're pretty good and very clearly a tier up from the others. First hat in this list is going to be Nicaragua. I don't hate it. I don't love it. The solid blue is a really nice shade of blue, but I feel like they could have done more than just the script N, and I feel like if you wanted to do a cursive N, you could have made it a little bit nicer of a cursive font. So that's my reasoning there. And then the next one on this list is Team Panama. And this one obviously reminds me a lot of Team Japan because they're basically the same hat. The generic P on the front is not great, but it's also not terrible for some reason. I'm not really sure why I like this one more than some of the others, but it just looks clean and simple to me. So that's why I have it right here. Team Australia's flag is kind of the UK flag buried in a sea of blue. So I don't really understand the green here, but I really like how they're embracing it. It reminds me a lot of the old Oakland A's hats and the currently Sacramento Athletics, or whatever you want to call them. So I do really like the design of this one. I just don't see how it connects to Australia, besides for maybe the forests in the non-residential areas of Australia. But the stars around the A and the stars shooting out of the A, overall, I really like this one. Moving up one more spot now to Team Japan. And I know I might get some hate for this, but Japan's hat doesn't really do anything for me. It is better than Team Panama because of the gold outline on the J. The J looks better on the hat than just the P. But basically, they're the exact same hat, dark blue with red letter on the front. I feel like Japan could do something a lot more interesting. They're a 3-time champion of this tournament, so I'd expect them to have a little bit better, but they just didn't switch it up from last time. Moving one tier up from them, that's going to be Chinese Taipei, aka Taiwan, and I actually really like this one. It's a really nice shade of blue on the base of the hat. The C, the red C really pops, and the baseball inside of it kind of reminds me of the Brewer baseball glove, so I really like that. I still don't understand why they market this team as Chinese Taipei and not Taiwan, but oh well. Moving up one more tier now, this is a whole nother level of hats. These are the hats that I actually think are really good. They're just not the upper echelon quite yet, and we're going to start out that ranking with Team Canada. Canada used the red color, which I really like. I love when the Blue Jays wear their all-red uniforms, because red obviously is the main point of that flag. The only thing I don't like is how the C that's being formed by the baseball, which I think is an awesome concept. I don't love how the black clashes with the rest of the hat, but overall, the baseball forming the C, the maple leaf on the front, and the full red, I think it's a very solid hat overall. Moving to number 9, and I have Team Venezuela's hat. I really like this one. It's a similar shade of blue we see on a lot of teams, both in the MLB and in this tournament, but it's just such a nice, warm shade of blue. The font on the front, I love that font for the V with the little curl on the top left of the letter. Outlined in both yellow and red makes it really pop against the blue, so that's why I have it here at number 9. Moving up to number 8, and I have Team USA's hat. I wish that Team USA would switch it up for once, but this has been the Olympic hat and the WBC hat since basically the beginning of time. I don't know if they'll ever change it. It is a very solid hat overall with the interlocking US and the star behind it, and I do like how they changed this tournament from the last one that the bill is red instead of just navy and having a full navy hat. So I do like that slight change, but other than that, it's a pretty solid hat overall. Moving up to number 7, and I have Team Colombia's hat. I think it was really bold going with an all-yellow hat. I can't remember what they had in the last tournament, but an all-yellow hat is not something we really see unless it's something like spring training where everyone is just wearing bold colors. This will really help Colombia stand out, and the red C really pops against the yellow, so that's why I'm going to put them here at number 7. One more hat before we move into the top 5, and at number 6, it's going to be Team Israel. I really like this one. I think the Star of David perfectly represents what they're trying to do here. The light blue on the dark blue looks really good. I like how they didn't mess with the colors too much and make like an all-white Star of David on the front. I like how they kept it blue, but it's kind of like a shiny, light refractor blue, and so it really pops against that dark blue hat. So I think this is a really good one. And now moving into my top 5. At number 5, I have Team Cuba. Cuba's hat hasn't changed in a while either, just like a lot of these, but I think it is really solid overall. Another blue base, which we've seen a lot throughout this, but the red brim makes it pop extra. The C on the front with the star next to it. I just think overall this really, really looks good. Moving to number 4, and I have the Kingdom of the Netherlands. This is the same hat as they had last time, and I've loved it both times. They didn't go for the flag, really, because the flag of the Netherlands is red and blue. And that was one of my gripes for the Italy hat, that they didn't use the flag's colors. But for the Netherlands, it just works. They're the Kingdom of the Netherlands. They have the king's crown on the front of the hat. The orange makes it pop so well against that navy blue. So that's why I have it here at number 4. Number 3, and we have La República Dominicana, the Dominican Republic. I can't remember last time if they had a blue or red base, but I think they had the blue base and then the red base the time before that, maybe. I don't know, but I think the red base with the blue R instead of the blue base with the red R looks much better. It stands out more. The D in Dominican Republic really pops with the white, and I do like how they have the R coming before the D to show that in Spanish it is La República Dominicana and not the Dominican Republic. So I like how they stuck to their roots and left it in the Spanish order rather than changing it to English just for this tournament. Top 2 now. These hats are both so amazingly beautiful, and at number 2, just a little bit behind the number 1 spot, I have Team Puerto Rico's hat. The all-blue base is a really nice shade of blue. Similar colors to the Team Cuba hat, but the way the PR pops on the front in all white. In past tournaments, they didn't have the logo being all white, but I think it just works here, especially with the red piping, to make it really pop off of that hat. It just looks beautiful. And then my number 1 hat in all of the tournament is Team Mexico. The red base looks so good. The green on the hat just really makes it stand out. This is the only green hat in the entire tournament, and it just looks so good. The M on the front with the green line running through the white and then outlined boldly in red makes it really pop. And then also their alternate hat from last tournament, I don't know if they're going to be wearing that one again, but it's the same design in blue and purple. That one's gorgeous. So Mexico easily takes the cake for me as the number 1 hat in this tournament. So that is my rankings of all 20 World Baseball Classic hats for 2026. If you liked the video and agreed with my rankings, please leave a like down below and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram at AroundTheDiamond2. The link is in the channel description. Check out Around the Diamond Designs to see all of my jersey designs and card designs and hat designs. I think I might wander into some jersey and hat designs for this tournament, maybe. So be sure to check those out over there. And finally, follow me on my second channel, Around the Mets, if you want to hear me talk specifically about my favorite team, the New York Mets. But thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.